What's a deacon to do? It's a question you may be asking yourself. You've been elected to the office of deacon, and you're ready and eager to serve. But what does that mean? Is there more to it than passing the offering plate and counting money on Sundays? What are deacons called to do? To answer that question, Reformed Church in America deacons met recently in Albany, New York, where deacons began their work in the New World 350 years ago. Church records from 1652 to 1674 tell us that deacons provided food, clothes, and medical care for poor and sick people, mostly widows and orphans.
From almost the very beginning, however, there was something rather extraordinary about the Dutch experience with the Deacons Fund in this church. The contributions to the poor fund far exceeded any needs for the poor. Even though everybody in town was living in a virtual state of poverty, they were proud people. They didn't want to come to ask for assistance. And so the Deacons Fund accumulated large surpluses.
Today's deacons also discovered that the Book of Church Order echoes those old records.
We read in the Book of Church Order, "The Board of Deacons shall serve those in distress and need.
The deacons shall minister to the sick, the poor, the hurt, and the helpless.
They shall aid the victims of the world's abuse and shall express the social concerns of the church.
They shall oversee and carry out their work as those concerned with the redemption of humankind.
Their focus is turned towards service and ministry, both to the world and in the church."
Deacons are called to serve the church and the world in ministries of mercy, service, and outreach. To focus that service, deacons concentrate on 6 areas of ministry: special individual and family concerns, stewardship education and congregational giving, mission involvement, volunteer service, Reformed Church World Service and hunger advocacy, and caring for creation and simple living. Chapter 6 of the book of Acts tells how the apostles chose 7 deacons, full of the Spirit and wisdom, to distribute food to widows who were being neglected. Today, deacons serve the needs of widows, single parents, children, and the elderly, and they also help families dealing with issues like terminal illness, substance abuse, eating disorders, and health care. One congregation has developed what they call the Deacons Servant Network to help meet some of these special needs. Others have assessed the needs in their congregation and communities and now offer after-school programs for latchkey children, respite adult daycare, and support for homeless people in local shelters.
I think because of where our church is located, we're in the Bronx, just right in the heart of the Bronx. We have coming into our church a lot of people that have dealt with substance abuse, we have domestic violence, that type of thing. And what we've tried to do is, number one, provide a place for hope for them. And the second thing, we try to provide support groups for them. And that's important. They need that because people will come in, they have different types of problems, and you present to them the gospel, but they also need you to kind of walk alongside them and spur them on until they're strong enough to stand on their own. So that's how these programs help. And like I said, not only individual, but when you help an individual, you're helping the family also.
As a deacon, you are to call God's people to give joyfully and fully of their wealth, their time, and their abilities.
I believe giving is a much more spiritual thing than it has sometimes been perceived.
When the hourglass completed its first route through, the deacons would get up and they would proceed to take the collection for the poor fund.
Our experience in my church using the Consecrating Stewards program has really opened up the congregation to be able to make it a spiritual event. We've done it for several years now, and it's something that's evolved over the years, that each year you feel it on a different level. and you can feel the fruits of it. But if we can give out of faith and give out of gratitude and not, it takes you to a whole nother level of, can I afford to give this? It's more of a faith question. Can I afford not to give this?
Early on, RCA congregations in the Regional Synod of Albany believed mission must be both local and global. In fact, the Albany Synod initiated much of the RCA's mission work throughout the American West and outside North America.
Our Reformed Church is known as a leader, as a pioneer in mission. We've been involved in India for almost 200 years now, places like China. We want to go in and support our brothers and sisters in ways that they ask us to. They must bring a request of us, and then we agree to work with them, not for them, but with them in those ways. So we want to build up the national church as much as possible.
As a deacon, you can help make mission a priority in your congregation. Deacons across the RCA work with local service agencies to serve neighbors in need of hope, food, clothes, and community.
We have a mission at Narden Park. It's housed there, but it really is a combined effort of the Reformed Church and the Christian Reformed Church. It's called Community Assistance Program, and it is a food pantry in which people can come and not only get food, but sometimes they come in and they have been wearing the same t-shirt for 2 weeks. And so she gives them clean clothes to wear.
Whether local or global, deacons are a vital component in helping congregations understand and stay connected with mission. By inviting mission speakers, or doing a moment for mission during a Sunday worship service. By distributing mission resource packets, or supporting RCA mission programs through Partner in Mission or PIM shares. Or maybe by encouraging a cross-cultural learning experience, like the recent Deacon Exchange program between the RCA and the National Presbyterian Church of Mexico in Chiapas.
That Chiapas experience has shown me how small the world is and how much we can help each other and learn from each other.
We didn't go down there to do work. We went down there to experience, to share and exchange, and I hope they got a little from me, but I certainly got a lot back from them.
The thing that impressed me the most when we went down to Chiapas was the job that the deacons do down there. They have a much bigger role in the church, and they actually do look after the people in the congregation more than our deacons do.
They're not doing it for any promotion. They're not doing it because no one told them they had to do it. They just happen to be deacons responding to the word.
I learned that they're very spiritual people, and they're very close to God, and sometimes I felt like I wasn't near approaching the God that they knew, and I wish I had some of that.
And if we could get closer to doing what they do down in Chiapas, I think that would be really nice.
The fourth area of diaconal ministry is yet another way for you as a deacon to connect people with ways to use their gifts. People get incredible satisfaction from using their skills to help others. Volunteers invariably say they have received so much more than they have given in service to others.
Well, I've always been interested in helping people, and in about 1996, 1997, after the hurricane in St. Thomas, we went down and helped rebuild the church in St. Thomas.
As a deacon, you can connect people in your church with boundless opportunities for service of every kind imaginable. RCA Volunteer Services can put you in touch with literally hundreds of opportunities throughout the Americas and the world.
And so we had no trouble getting 2 groups together this year, and our youth groups now go out once a year. They went out last summer, and this summer, again, they'll be doing another work group in Pennsylvania. And so we've kind of got the momentum. Now we don't have any problem getting people. Some
of these volunteer service opportunities are through Reformed Church World Service. which, along with hunger advocacy, is the fifth area of diaconal ministry. The Reformed Church responds to disasters through RCWS. RCWS makes long-term commitments to help people recover from disasters, and you, as a deacon, are a vital link between RCWS and Reformed congregations.
When a disaster strikes, the people in our church often approach the deacons to find out how they can help. With the tragedies that have occurred recently in New York City and Washington, D.C., of course, a lot of people have come forward, and they look to the deacons to understand how they can contribute to provide relief.
Your role as a deacon is to challenge RCA members to open their hearts, hands, and minds to provide emergency relief to disaster victims, to encourage long-term solutions to the problems of hunger and poverty, and to advocate for people who are victims of injustice. In addition, you can help learn the root causes of hunger and how special offerings like 1 great hour of sharing can help to feed the world's hungry. Caring for people also means caring for the earth. Caring for creation and simple living is the sixth area of diaconal concern.
God has made creation so that it's all intricately interwoven. And you pull out one species and it's, all these kind of ripple effects. We don't know what's going to happen. That's where a lot of the debate is.
We tend to think of environmental concerns as separate from the other 5 concern areas, and I really think we need to start thinking about how those areas interact with each other. We recognize that our God is the creator of everything around us, and that we've been given a command to have dominion, which to me means to care for, to be part of the garden. We have to look at that responsibility seriously, I think, and see how that impacts our lives. It's not just concerns about what owl's living in what tree out in Washington. It's concern about how we use God's resources.
It's a big responsibility, but it's a vital calling. And serving the church as a deacon could be one of the most exciting and rewarding tasks of your life. Each of the 6 areas can serve as an evaluation tool for you and your congregation. And each of the 6 areas require imagination and vision. So take your calling seriously and live into that calling faithfully. And remember, you're part of a long line of deacons going back to 1652 who have served the church in ministries of mercy, service, and outreach. Like Jesus, we take a basin and a towel, and we wash the feet of our neighbors. That's what a deacon is to do.